Hi!
Hi, we're Rosi and Brian Amador, and we did a couple's vision day in 2007.
From the get go, we were welcomed into Debbie and Rob's gorgeous sunlit home in Martha's Vineyard. And we've been creative entrepreneurs since we met in 1984 on a life changing trip to Central America that inspired us to start our business and leave our day jobs.
We founded a Latin band as a vehicle for manifesting our dreams and hopes for a better world, for building bridges between North and Latin American audiences, and for harnessing our biculturalism and bilingualism to bring positive messages to English and Spanish speaking audiences alike, whether live or through our recordings.
When we did our Vision Day, we had been touring around the country for decades. We were at a point where our teenage daughters needed us at home more, and we no longer wanted to be touring and leaving them behind. We needed new options that would enable us to move forward in a sustainable way. And we felt burnt out in the music industry and wanted to figure out a way to work less and still somehow make more money and have a sustainable life.
What was great about our Vision Day was that it made us look closely at what we wanted, what we didn't want, what we dreamed of, and how to work towards making that a reality, both personally and in our business. Rob and Debbie even made us talk about dreams we'd never shared with each other. We found out, for example, that a trip to New Zealand was on both of our bucket lists.
Who knew? So we decided to eliminate the things that made us do gobs of work but didn't clearly lead to our goals, even if we thought they might. And we brainstormed about how to best focus our efforts as we wound down from full-time touring.
We were asked to envision what our lives would look like in 5 years and to think about our superpowers and how to capitalize on them. For Rosie, her superpower is connecting with people.
And for Brian, creating. He remains committed to growing as a musician and composer.
Debbie and Rob helped us see past obstacles and imagine a life in which creativity would be our focus, but one which would allow us to stay in control.
So as we wound down our touring to be with our girls, we began to research a line of work that had begun to work itself into our lives thanks to being musician educators in schools, educational voiceovers, e-learning for major publishers. In the last 6 years, we've successfully transitioned, I'm happy to say, from a career in music to a full-time career recording voiceovers in English, Spanish, and accented English, reflecting our bicultural bilingualism. And we set up a great little recording studio in our home, somewhere over there, and the business has been fantastic. We're still doing music, but mostly performing locally, and we're not depending on music for our income, and that allows us to be far more selective about which gigs to do.
Rosie has used her connecting superpowers to bring us into an incredibly supportive network of colleagues and also to build up a great roster of clients who keep us working steadily and making a much more comfortable living than we were able to do as full-time musicians.
Which also means that we have more time in our lives personally
Right.
to enjoy ourselves, rest and play. And Brian has used his creative superpowers to continue writing gorgeous, inspiring music. 2 years after our Vision Day, he was accepted to the prestigious MacDowell Artist Colony, where he spent a month composing his most ambitious work, which we toured in 2010.
So, Debbie, Rob,
Gracias. Thank you.
Your kind guidance was so helpful in figuring out some big changes we needed to make and how to make them. And your focus on accountability still influences us as we work towards building our business. You can bet we'll be thinking of you when we finally make it to New Zealand.
Absolutely. Gracias. De todo corazón. Thanks from the bottom of our hearts.
Bye.